Hi there everyone, I'm the guy with the gamertag, and today I wanted to talk about battle passes. Now this commentary is for discussion purposes only. This isn't me saying that this is something we need and that gaming will crumble as we know it if this doesn't happen. It's just a discussion. So those of you fantastic commenters that love to say, it's not that easy mate, take this as your cue to fuck off. And the aspect I want to discuss is whether under certain circumstances battle passes can be permanent for the players that buy them. And the reason I think this is necessary is that so many games now are incorporating this system. And to be honest, over the last decade of all of the monetization systems we've seen being introduced to video games, I'd say it's probably one of the better ones. The model is entirely based around the fact that the players can buy into the pass once, and if they play that game enough, they can unlock all the cosmetic items and earn enough credits so that they get the next battle pass for free. The entire motivation behind it is that players are enticed in because they get cosmetics for a fixed price, and it's entirely linked to how much they play the game, and the publishers and developers get the benefit of increasing the retention time of players and the number of monthly active users, which are really good statistics for them. So in that aspect, it's a win-win. However, as a gamer who plays a wide variety of games, even just looking at the multiplayer games I play, Rainbow Six Siege, Apex Legends, Call of Duty Warzone, Hyperscape occasionally, all four of these games have battle passes. The Apex battle pass is 100 tiers, as is the Call of Duty and Hyperscape battle passes. The Siege battle pass is 70 levels. These require a lot of time investment to actually get through all those levels, get those cosmetic items, and then unlock the credits required to get the next battle pass. And ultimately it means that I only invest in the Apex one, because I invested first. At the time I invested in the Apex battle pass, Siege hadn't been doing them, and Hyperscape and Modern Warfare were yet to be released to the public. So I invested in that one, but now there's lots of good cosmetics. If I look in the current Season 6 Battle Pass for Warzone, or even the recent Battle Pass for Rainbow Six Siege, there are some really nice cosmetics which would be definitely fun to go and unlock. And it is enjoyable getting to play through the game and gradually unlock these items. You know what you're working towards, that you know what you've got to do to achieve it, and it's just a nice little bit of satisfaction. But I won't invest in the Call of Duty or Siege ones, or even the Hyperscape Pass, because I know I do not have the time to complete all of them. I have enough time in a season to complete one battle pass. I can play the other games and I can get a certain distance through them, but I do not have the time to complete all of them. And that's a little bit of a shame. I personally would be interested in investing in more of these if I wasn't constrained by time. And so I wanted to discuss the idea of having it so that battle passes, if you pay for them, perhaps within a certain time of it being released, you have unlimited amounts of time to then complete all the challenges and get through all those tiers. So the idea behind this is that when you look at the investment a player makes into a battle pass, I don't think it would necessarily change the revenue coming towards publishers and developers. I think it actually might improve the money they would get from this. So if you, for instance, took a player like myself, I bought the Apex Battle Pass, I play through all 100 levels, that means I've got all the cosmetics and I have enough credits to instantly get the next one for free. So I can buy that and it keeps my player retention and I can keep cycling them forever and ever. This means that I pay once and I keep continuously getting these battle passes. The developers, however, only get the money for the one time. The one benefit they get is that it makes me a little bit more likely to buy some of the fixed price cosmetic items because I'll gradually be gaining credits as I go. Now for a secondary example, is that a player at the beginning of the season decides, I want to buy into this battle pass, maybe for 2 different games. But then halfway down the season, through circumstances out of their control, they aren't able to game for a few weeks, which means they start to fall behind. But because the battle pass gives them unlimited time to complete it, they can keep going. However, the next season starts and there's a new battle pass with it. The player then has to decide, do they want to keep grinding out their old one so they can get the credits to then purchase the new season one? Or do they just put a little bit more money down so they can get that straight away so that they can unlock those cosmetic items? And that is one of the arguments I would make for this system having a positive, is that by giving players more time to complete it, if they still want to invest the time to actually unlock everything, it's still the same amount of time as if they completed it within the first season. Once they've paid for the content, why take it away from them at the end of the season? If anything, it might cause them to spend more money on the battle passes because they find they run out of time, and because of the fear of missing out, they then buy the next one using real money to make sure that they don't miss out on the next set of cosmetic items. So overall, I think it could increase player spending on these passes because they may not have unlocked the extra credits required to actually get the next battle pass for free. I personally would be way more willing to invest in battle passes for different games if they were unlimited in time. However, I do understand the reasons why this hasn't become a feature so far. Because as I said, the main benefit for the publishers and the developers is that it encourages player retention. It encourages players to log in every day, every week, making sure they're completing the challenges or just playing the game for XP so that they can get their way through this battle pass. And the reason that is so important is because when developers and publishers can say, look, we've got this many active users, they're playing this much time, our game is really popular. It encourages investors to invest more in their company and more in their game. And ultimately, as much as we buy the games, investor money can be worth more than the consumer in certain circumstances. For a game like Call of Duty, which sells for £60 a year and has millions upon millions of copies sold, then actually the consumer probably is worth more. But for post-content release, where players might only be spending £5 to £10 each time, I would assume that money from investment would actually contribute more to the company's value than actually player spending on these battle passes. So perhaps a compromise between the two systems is that where these battle passes currently offer free credits to players when they've completed all of the tiers, maybe after the season has ended, those credits are no longer awarded. It means that the players that are dedicated and keep playing through will still be able to complete the battle pass and get the next one for free the next season. But those players, for maybe situations out of their control, don't lose out on the cosmetic items that they've paid for, but aren't necessarily going to be able to get the battle pass for free next season. I personally would be a little bit concerned about this. I think there would be a lot of player backlash. And so I personally, as a consumer, am more interested in a system where once you've paid for the battle pass, you have unlimited time to get all of the items. Because at the end of the day, if a player doesn't play and unlock everything in a season and perhaps skips the next season but comes back in the third, they've still got to buy that third season's battle pass if they want to complete those items. It's a matter of if the player wants to keep buying into them, they may well end up spending more money. But I do have to acknowledge that at the end of the day, being a consumer, I'm a greedy bastard. If I can get more for less, that's fantastic for me. So I do have to acknowledge that that is some of the motivation behind this entire concept. But I am interested to hear what everyone else thinks. It might just be me, but I feel like there are a lot of players that are interested in what these passes offer, but just do not have the time of day. If your job isn't to play video games all day, every day, then you just don't have time to do really more than one. And personally, I find that a battle pass can sometimes cause me to burn out on the game, so having more time to complete it would mean that I balance my time better between games, and so will ultimately keep my attention and improve my retention in the long term, so perhaps improving long-term customer loyalty. But if you've enjoyed this video, please feel free to leave a like and subscribe if you want to see the rest of the videos on this channel. Do feel free to leave your thoughts in the comment section below as well. I've been the guy from the gamer tag, and I'll see you on another video.